on September 11th in 1974, a week before Rosh Hashanah, and it happened to have been 3 weeks after I arrived in Crown Heights for the first time. I arrived Chai Elul of that year, and the Rebbe was giving a special blessing to Chabad the women's gathering before Rosh Hashanah, and the Rebbe suddenly started to speak about the fact that we live in a time that's very dark spiritually, and we have to bring more spiritual light into the world. He said he wanted to introduce a campaign that would reach every Jewish woman and girl as young as 3 years old and inspire them to light Shabbos candles. And he went on to say that now many women don't do it, either because they were never taught or because they came to believe that in America it's not applicable. He told us that we should go out and find these women who either never learned to do it or just stop doing it, and make sure that they light Shabbos candles to bring more spiritual light into the world. So Esther Sternberg headed this mitzvah. She worked closely with back and forth communication with the Rebbe in spreading this mitzvah, and I had the great opportunity and zchus to work for her and with her during this time. We worked out of her house, in which I administered the mailing Shabbos candles throughout the world. We had candlesticks manufactured locally. We would ship them off everywhere. We arranged Mifsayim every week for Beis Rivka girls and seminary girls to go out and speak about Mifsayim, the Mitzvah of Neshek, and constantly had feedback on every level that went to the Rebbe, all kinds of stories that people experienced with doing this amazing mitzvah of spreading the light of Shabbos candles. And I worked for Esther for a few years doing this, and was very involved in the campaign, and in work was constantly done. She didn't stop at any moment. We reached hundreds of thousands of people were reached during this time, and an additional special connection that I had was during this period of time. I went, prior to working for Esther, I had the summer of 1975, I was going to Minnesota again to learn at Beis Chana, and I'd written to the Rebbe that I was going, and the Rebbe gave me a beautiful bracha and a $10 bill. Receiving this $10 bill from the Rebbe for Neshek has made me realize at this specific time, when hearing about the project Let's Chalk Shabbat, that I wanted to partner with this mitzvah and contribute this $10 bill. If someone would donate a substantial amount of money to support Let's Chalk Shabbat, would be something that I would know and see 44 years later that the Rebbe's $10 is continuing to spread near Shabbos Kodesh.
We moved to the Upper West Side about 10 years ago, and just about then we started to go out on the streets and give out Shabbat candles to passerby. And around the same time, I also used to see people would draw art on the sidewalk, and I thought maybe we can combine the two and bring some Shabbat art to the sidewalk and tell people about the Shabbat candle lighting and what time you should light on the sidewalk. So we started chalking Shabbat on the sidewalk. Handing out Shabbat candles was a big passion of mine as a high school student, and I would bring my friends over on the streets and we would give out Shabbat candles. When I saw that I wouldn't be able to be standing out the whole day on every corner of the city, I wanted to leave a mark on the ground that people can just come and see themselves without us having to be everywhere at the same time. So if we weren't there when people were passing by, they can just see it for themselves. So it kind of covered ground for us, as well as being an inspiration to people who see it. We posted about this project online and on social media a little bit, and we've seen pictures from all over the world of people chalking Shabbat, and it's really amazing to see how far it could spread, and it's an amazing project that anyone can do anywhere.
It's not something that you need to register somewhere.
I feel like everyone could go out on the street in front of your home and chalk it up and really change the world.
All you have to do is really buy some chalk, write down Shabbat Shalom or whatever Jewish wish you want to say to people passing by, write the candle lighting time, and you can add some Shabbat art, some challah, candlesticks, and you're set to go. It's a really amazing way for people who are just walking down the sidewalk to see this Shabbat art and inspiration. It definitely inspired thousands and thousands of people in our neighborhood.